Okay, we are on example 3 on page 4. So, we just did 2 that had commercial substance. Let's try this one. So, Westco is exchanging a building for one which has relatively the same function, but a different location from Eastco. Now, notice here they're being very clear. There will be an insignificant difference in the configuration and amount of future cash flows. So insignificant. So right there it says no commercial substance. So this is the exact scenario I was telling you about when we were doing example 2, just flip-flopping buildings. Okay? So, I'm just going to make some notes up here because otherwise we'll run out of room. Generally, same asset traded equals no commercial substance. Now, the fair value of Westco property, okay, we've got the fair values. So, in this one, no commercial substance, but we have fair values. So, what can we do? We can't use fair value for the new asset. Have to use carrying value of assets. Okay, so we've got the fair values of both the properties. We've got the carrying value of both of the properties, and it breaks it down into cost depreciation. And the cash paid to the seller is $30,000. Now, this reinforces it's non-monetary because it's so small. Right, we're talking 30,000 over values of over 600,000. So that's not very much at all. A lot of times the questions will tell you, assume there's commercial substance and then assume there's no commercial substance. So they kind of tell you. But 15% or less of cash, it's really non-monetary. Okay, so we want the entries for both companies. So let's do Westco on this side, and we'll do Eastco, and hopefully it'll all work out. So Westco. Value of the new asset is going to be equal to the carrying value of assets given up. So you notice on this other one, there's the fair value of assets given up because there was commercial substance. This one, we're just flip-flopping property to boost the balance sheet and to show a gain. Okay? So if we were doing it the monetary way, we'd be writing our property from 420 up to 645 because flipped properties and we'd have a gain. Okay? So okay, so carrying value of property is 420,000. Carrying value of cash, well, that's easy, 30,000. So that's 450, and that's the value of the new building. Now, the next thing we have to do is the entry for the purchase. Or exchange, really. Okay, so again, you guys put it on pause, make sure you can do this. Okay, so we debit our new building and we can only use the carrying value of what was given up. So it's $450. So instead, we didn't get a gain up to $645, okay? When we sold it to the other one. We're just doing the purchase entries. Okay, we're giving up the old building, $520. We're giving up cash for $30,000. We have to close off accumulated depreciation on the old of $100,000. Okay, so we got rid of we bought the new one, but we couldn't record it at $645. We had to record it at this value we calculated. Then we had to close off the old building, and we also paid cash. Somewhere they said that. Cash paid to Eastco, $30,000. Okay, notice no gains get written. Now, one thing I do want to draw your attention to, oh, you know what, I'll wait till we do both sides. Okay, now let's do Eastco. So, carrying value of assets given up. So Eastco is giving up their property and the carrying value is $395. But they're also getting cash, which is the opposite of giving up an asset. So we're going to put that $30,000 there, but it's negative because they're getting cash. So the new building is going to be $365. And again, they're getting the Westco property, and they would have loved to put it at $615, but they can't. They have to use the carrying value. So the entry, and leave some room at the bottom. Entry, take a break and put it together. And then come back. Okay, they're getting a new building for $365. They're giving away their old building, which cost $540. They're getting cash for $30,000, and what am I missing? Their accumulated depreciation. I've got to close it. And their accumulated depreciation was $145. Okay, so again, there's no gain at all. Now, I just want to add in one little scenario. What if the Westco building was building carrying value is $340,000 instead of $420? So carrying value of the assets given up hasn't changed. But let's see what happens here. So we're giving up the old building, which is ours, the Eastco, for $540. We're recording our new building for $365. Oh, it was $340. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. $340. Oh, you guys, sorry, it's fair value. I must have confused you too. So let's try this again. So what if Westco's building's fair value was $340 instead of $615? So that means we did this calculation and it would be $340, okay? Or we knew the fair value and it was $340. Okay, so we debit our new building for $340. We have to close off our accumulated depreciation on the old of $145. We get cash still of $30,000. Okay, does it balance? Okay, no. How much are we out? 25,000. And that is going to be a loss on exchange. Okay? So, this arises because the fair value of the new building was $340. But the fair value of the assets given up equaled $365. So the difference is the gain, or the loss, sorry. Which brings me to one more point. Way back on page 1 or 2 or something, never record an asset at more than fair value. So here we knew the fair value was $340. We were supposed to use this new building value, $365. But we couldn't. Why? You can't record a fair value higher, or a value higher than fair value. Okay? So here, can't record at $365 because fair value is only $340. So with non-monetary transactions, when you don't have commercial substance, you record the new asset at carrying value. So here's the carrying value. If the carrying is of the other guy's assets is higher than the fair value of the new asset, you have to record it at the lower amount, right? It's like it's impaired. Think of it that way. So, sorry about that, you guys. Okay, I just want to look here. Were we okay recording this new building at 450? Well, let's check the value. If this is Westco, we bought an Eastco building. Fair value is 645. So this is less than 645. So, okay. And then even in this example here, the new building, we calculated it using the new rule with no commercial property, non-monetary, no commercial, oh my God, what's the word? I just lost it. Commercial substance. So we calculated 365, but it can't be higher than the fair value. So we got Westco, fair value 16, we're good. So less than 16. But this one, the fair value was 340 instead. So we can't record 365, well, because the fair value is only 340. Fair value is only 340. Okay, that's about it for now, for this video. At this point, I gave you some extra questions, mostly with your reading, the first two are. So you can do exercise 1029 and exercise 10.2, and oh, you can probably do exercise 1017. And the solutions, the handwritten solutions on Blackboard, chapter 10. So you know enough now, to do it, to do those 3 questions. Okay, so I will see you on the next video. Yeah, bye.